This is African Real Insights Podcast, where we talk about the process and business behind film and TV content production. Hosted by Uncle Marcus.
Hey guys! Welcome to African Real Insights, where we talk film, but the business behind film. On this podcast, we talk to creative filmmakers and all these networks that have made over the decade as they practice storytelling, filming, and content creation. For the past, let's say, a decade plus, I've been practicing film and TV production. I've worked on local TV station. I've worked with NGOs, I've worked with the brands, I've worked with the individuals. On this podcast, I'm hoping I can be able to share tips and tricks with creatives and create awareness about how they can do it faster and save time for their clients, how to speak with their clients, and even how to interact and get those long-term clients. For this episode, I'm going to be speaking about my journey and my story, personal story, how I started and where I've reached so far, what are my highlights, and then I'll finish up with maybe things I think in the industry that we can change or adjust as we project and as we're going a new direction. The year is 2025 and I'm feeling amazing. I hope you're feeling great wherever you are. Thank you for joining in. I go by the groovy Uncle Marcus. Pasa, pesa. That's my ad lib. If you're a creative, you know what an ad lib is. So to start off this podcast, my journey in filming and TV production. Well, my journey started a while. While I was young, my mom always kept telling me, Marcus, so mi na movie nataka to shoot. Will you shoot my movie? Because I don't know what happened, but I used to watch TV a lot. Nakumbuka tukifanya exams, mi nilikuwa na watch Afro Cinema, nilikuwa na watch Action Night. Oh, you kill my brother! You remember those movies on Citizen? That's what I used to watch, and I used to watch them a lot. So I think the time I spent on the telly is what transitioned me into wanting to make content also, or like just want to do that. I want to be an actor. I want to be making movies. I didn't know about the film and TV production, that there's a lot of people who are actually inside there. There's a lot. In terms of directors, the crew is so huge. We never get to see them, but we get to see the people in front of the screen. So that's when my curiosity began. Like, how do they do this? How do they make people fly? How does this happen? So wanting to know the process, I started by taking photos. So this was, let's say, 2015. I started a blog on WordPress. It's called Marcus Okello WordPress. Okello is my uncle, and the name Marcus Okello, I'll give you some backstory into it. So the blog is Marcus Okello WordPress, where we talk everything film, style. That's why I started my ambition for fashion films, because I used to take photos of drapes and just advise people on what to wear, how to wear it, combining trench coats. I used to wear suits. That time I had a six-pack. Hey, a serious one. You can go scroll the first episode, the first post. Yeah, I did a shirtless shoot also. Oh, good days. I'm working on it now, but as I'm working on it also, there's some things I've learned along the way. So on my WordPress blog, I used to borrow my friend. There's a neighbor of mine. Shout out Arthur, Arthur Lugalia. Yeah, Arthur used to have a camera, and we used to take his camera, and he'd take photos of me. And these photos, I'd post them on my blog in a poetic way. There are some poems inside the blog, there are write-ups. It's a bit, it's more of like expressing yourself as an artist, but also giving tips and tricks on how to dress, how to pose, yeah, and just combinations of color. So that's what I did for the first, let's say, 2 years on WordPress. I even joined the Bloggers Association Kenya, where all bloggers are given like guidelines. There's supposed to be a training going on guidelines and how to verify, fact check. Like check if the content is legit or not. So joining the Bloggers Association, I was just hoping to get a community of bloggers and skyrocket the blogging, but that didn't go well. So I still blog, but I still do it for fun. It's a passion for me. So after that, I decided to pursue it seriously, because I saw the photos. Everyone kept asking me, where do you take your photos? Who takes your photos for you? Did they know I was the one setting the camera and telling this guy, like, yo, my boy, Finya Shatter. They didn't know. So I ended up trying to pursue a career now in film and TV production. I tried Daystar, but then I ended up doing it at AFTI. At AFTI, I did my course in film and TV production, and I was really impressed and I was so happy because while I was doing that course, I just felt blessed because I had dropped out, so I was outside for a whole year. My mom was on my neck. Thank you so much, mom, for supporting the boy. Look at us now. Yeah, my mom was really supportive, and my aunties, my entire community was just supportive because they gave me the house. When I was doing a student's project, they facilitated me the house. When I said I want to shoot something, they were willing to support. My first gig after school was my family's birthday. Awinja was Awinja's birthday, so I did Awinja's birthday, took the photos, and I was eventually the family photographer. So after school, inside school, we did films. I did one film that stood out for me. We did a couple of students' project assignments, individual assignments, but the end of year film that we did was what pushed me because I was a gaffer and a co-producer during that time. So a lot of the things that I did was around lights. And if as I'm talking about lights, as you're seeing, I'm wearing gloves. These are working man gloves. These are helpful while on set. They help with the grip. If you're a cinematographer, you're a gaffer person, you might need these bad boys. You can also brand them rather than wearing shirts written Trap TV, Point 11 Studios, Anchor Markers. You can brand the gloves to reduce the stress of the attire. I know being branded is very important also as a creative. Once you're approaching the corporate industry, it's very important to be branded if you want them to take them, if you want them to take you seriously. Back to my story. So in college, my folks were really supportive, and the school where I was, I got everything I wanted. I met actors who I work with till this day. I met directors, cinematographers. Shout out to Mark Lebo, he's also doing a podcast. Yeah, those are some people I interacted with, and having that space at AFT where I got creatives when the same mind as I am was the pushing stone for me to keep on creating and making content. While in school, I made a lot of skits. I remember my assignment was shoot a YouTube video, and I did a video called Thug Rehearsals. So this is a thug who's not really a thug. So he goes and tries to rob someone, but as soon as he robs this guy, he finds out he's robbed the wrong guy. Because this guy turns on him and beats him and takes out the phone. That was my assignment, I remember. It was kind of funny. Yeah, spot on. Because shorts, point of view, creativity, you don't doubt. So after college, I did a couple of events, became the family photographer, some family gigs, graduation, birthdays, and then I entered into TV, and time kind of got scarce. So as I entered into TV, I was also doing a bit of sports, because before in high school I was doing rugby, and that's how I got the 6 packs to be able to model, because rugby we had to train every day we were training. So after high school I tried to join club rugby, went to Impala, played for a couple of years, then I went to Queens, and then when I went to Queens that's when I joined TV. So I somehow couldn't match work and rugby because the hours were kind of crazy. So we had to train every day at around 4 to 6 to 7, depending on how are you in a rush to go home. Because practice at around 6, guys go do some swimming and then cardio, some swimming to just clear your body, and then you go change. By the time you're outside, it's snack time. By the time in the house, it's 7. So I played for Impala for a time, and then I transitioned, went to Queens. So I'm going to Queens, I played for some months, then I got the call for TV47 because I'd applied for a spot. So as I entered TV47, the shifts were crazy. For TV, the first morning show starts around 6. And then the last show probably ends around 11. If you know, you know. So by the time you're in the house, you're in the bando, it's around 12. And you're up the next morning around 6. So this kind of got my discipline. I was very disciplined with my time and waking hours, because I had to wake up and be accountable for those times of the studio being open, the studio being locked, the studio being set up, the studio is properly booked. Just take care of the entire studio. Those were my memories while in TV. I did a lot of news gathering, and then studio management, a bit of field gathering. There's a show I used to do called All Access, where we went to events and visited and did interviews with celebrities. And then we even went travel. I got the best things. Just hold up before I continue.
ini hip hop phenomenon silikanyeria na mchanja man tunachafua basi wapi yo dastapan oya mifuko zimejaa rastaman.
You're watching Beat Like Extra every Saturday from
Memories for TV. Most of the things that I miss would be the free rides, the trips outside the country or outside the county, because I had the chance to visit different places, because you're traveling always to do feature stories, but my specialty was a bit more on crisis coverage. I liked to do the things people wouldn't want to do. So, yes, there's a fire, nitume huko. Mtu amekanyagwa na gari, nitume huko. Mama, mtu amedumwa na huko ndo unataka kuenda, because I believed where it's hard, it's not as crowded. Yeah, that's why the top is not that crowded, because huko chini watu manapambana bana. So, just do the hard things, you're gonna get some free space. So I used to do a lot of crisis coverage, and I really enjoyed that, but it does affect you, because there's a time I shot a memory I can't forget. There's a time I shot a guy who had been alikanyagwa on a train, and his brain had scattered everywhere. His body was on the other side, his head along the other side. And as I was shooting this, I was just taking the footage, knowing that we'll blur it out on post. But as I'm recording, you can't blur it out. So it was really scary, and even if I'm laughing, it was kind of, I still have the picture, but forget that. Back to the story, as I'm saying, so in TV, that was the job, but my internship, I got a chance to do my internship at Ebru TV. I did a couple of months, then we finished, we went to TV47, now that's after graduating. TV47, as I was doing that, I couldn't continue playing rugby either for a couple of years, let's say around 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, did TV47. Then I managed to transition from TV to now training. Now, before we transitioned to training, TV47 gave me the bigger picture, because at TV47 I was able to interact with different types of people, from journalists to politicians to public figures, celebrities. And being in the studio, this really tends to tell you that you need to dress how you want to be addressed. For me, in that sense, back then I didn't really care as much, because I used to dress before. When I joined as an intern, nilikuwa nimejikubali, so penye ningeweza, that's where I would have pushed. But with time, I improved my dressing. I started dressing officially, started being more serious with my outfits, because I realized sitting in the studios and the people walking in are different. So I read the room, and I realized the people walking in, shaking your hand does have a different. But if you look some type of way and they shake your hand, it's not really giving. So one incident that really made me switch the brand and actually presentation back then was this time we had Mheshimiwa in studio, and the host entered and the crew came, and the crew we were so soft, we were chilled. We had Crocs, just very simple, we didn't even stress. And the host was really, her full makeup was done, she was in her heels, and Mwesh wanted to say thank you guys for coming here. But looking at the team and looking at the host, it felt like there's something off. So the host had to be taken away and be given, so that it doesn't look like alipatiwa pesa kidogo. Alipatiwa, I think it was like, mimi nasema hata kama ni asante, because you 3 guys, I'd give them like, let's say a K everyone, even 3K is okay. But imagine being given 2K and you're 3 guys, because there's someone who's not being felt in there. Kuna presence ya mtu ina lack. Na ni jua nini, jua venye umejibeba na vile umevaa. So after that incident, yeah, when she came back, she was like, you guys, she complained actually. That's how you know it's an issue, because she was like, you guys, how did you even dress up like this? How do you guys looking like this? We came to see a Mwesh, you guys, because we thought we were behind the camera, so we don't need to really put in the effort to dress up. So this being said, this is gonna be my first tip for you cinematographers, and this is something I do nowadays when I'm going outside, and I dress for the occasion. If I'm shooting a music video, if I'm shooting a documentary, if I'm shooting explain a video, I'm dressed so that I can encourage the person sitting in front of the camera, so that he doesn't so that they can feed off my energy. It's really draining when the person sitting in front of the camera is wow, and you behind the camera, your energy does affect. So my advice would be, if you're doing this content creation, take it seriously, dress the part. look, because you are reading the room, you're the first audience for the person sitting in front of the camera. So anytime you're creating content, always dress the part to be able to encourage the person speaking also to be audible and have some feel it, not just do it meh because you're not giving the vibes. Yeah, so dress appropriately, dress how you want to be addressed. Back to my story. So after TV, I delved into training. I joined Fila Mujwani. It's an NGO. Shout out Fila Mujwani. They're doing a 3 months intensive training, and then you do 3 months theory. At Filamu, they are doing content creation, but for me specifically, I'll be taking you through cinematography. This is from camera movements, camera angles, shot sizes, lighting, creating mood, storytelling, and the basic paperwork. Basic paperwork before you start filming for a project, the technicality aspect of it. You can join me at Filamujwan if you want to learn how to turn on a camera. But if you're here watching, I can tell you the process on how I think before going for any project, how I think as I'm addressing clients, and what I do with the content I make. Is it solving problems? Is it addressing any challenge? Is it impacting the viewer in any way specifically? So as a wrap, and as I come to my finishing points, I'll tell you, at Filamujwani, as a cinematographer trainer, what I take my students through is very simple, the basics. I introduce storytelling and cinematography, combining with my experience. Past the years, it's about a decade, so my experience and then plus the skills and the training I've gotten for content, curriculum development, mental health championship for creatives. I use this information to be able to pass to them and help them create their content, express themselves with visual, solve problems with visual. So when you come to the training, you'll find me training cinematography specifically. How has it been for me, and where are we going with this in the future? I'm hoping that in the future, it can be something bigger because the networks I've been able to build has created a space for me to see a gap in that sector of content creation and just training for creatives. Because most of the creatives, the big names even in the industry that you know, most of them have been doing it without education or formal training. School of YouTube, shout out School of YouTube. I know so many people who are in the industry are big names, but hauna training, you have no formal training. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm encouraging you to invest in yourself and even just try to do a certificate, because with formal training there's so many other things you do and you're not impressed, you're not shocked, because kuna makosa utapata mtu ajui ana shoot time lapse by mistake hapo anafurahi, yeah I shot a time lapse, yeah no my brother, ama you do shutter speed and it gets blurry and you're impressed. But if you have the skill, you have the craft, you know what you're doing, it's intentional, that's what's gonna sell to your client, being intentional. So for my point number 2, I'm gonna toss it out right now for my free tip number 2. Number 1 nimwambia ni nini? Dress how you wanna be addressed as a content creator. Usidanganywe ati when mtu wa camera vatu venye unataka. No, try spice it up. You don't have to go all official. Unaweza ba official na kofia. Koti hapo, tie, belt na kakofia, design yako. Yeah, so my number 2 advice for you content creators that are out there, you're trying to put your name or make a brand for yourself, apart from kungara na feed off each other's energy. Be very intentional by putting in the time in pre-production. When you're approaching a client to make a music video, you're supposed to be pitching it for them. You're not asking them for the idea, you're pitching the idea to them. So if you're doing this and you're trying to make content, so always prepare documents for them so that it shows you're very intentional. Documents kama gani? A mood board, a shortlist. This will be a mood board is a photo. So the mood board, when you make it, you just take photos and pitch it to the client, telling them, ideally, this is what I will be shooting and this is how it will be looking like. So when you're shooting this content for your client, giving them the shortlist, giving them the mood board before we even go for the shoot, shows that you're intentional with their product, with whatever you're trying to pitch. You've kept in time, you've invested in time to prepare for them. And that's a plus, because value for money. We're selling services, you must provide value for money. You can't be selling just cameras and gears. You get it? I hope you do. So after I joined Filamu, I trained guys. It's been 3 years now. It's been so fun. My highlight for at Filamu are the students. The students who come out of there and they're like, oh my God, Uncle Marcus, you've been telling me, you've been making it look so hard. Kumbe it's easy. I'm like, that was the whole point. If training is hard, then field game day should be easy. But if training is soft, when you come outside, it's gonna be hard. So I'm always applying pressure. I'm always very stern with my work. It's very serious. You have to do my assignments, by the way, no jokes. And if you're my boy, it's more pressure. So for me, I take it very seriously. When you come to school and you invest in yourself, I really do want you to come out of that with something, with some value. My last tip for you, final tip, as I tell all my students, if you're a cinematographer, you're a content creator, and you're trying to make content for yourself, always carry a lens cleaner. Lazima ubebe lens cleaner no matter what you're doing. Why? Because once that camera of yours gets a fingerprint on the lens, it's going to look blurry. It's going to look blurry. And you're going to think it's your focus, but it's not your focus. So those are rookie mistakes I avoid. I always carry my lens cleaner. Number 2, I'm always showing my client that I'm invested. Number 3, I will go number 1 actually. Number 1 nimwambia ni nini? Number 1 nimwambia ni nini, guys? That's number 2. Number 1 nimwambia ni nini? That's number 3. Number 1, guys, what's number 1? Oh my God. You don't know? Okay. I'm not repeating myself because I do this in class. I go by the groovy Uncle Marcus. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're going to enjoy this episode, and as you can see, there's a setup behind me, Cindy. Yeah, we are at One Stop Youth Center. This is courtesy of Point 11 Studios, Trap TV Studios, where they give you this space. They have a visual and audio recording area where you can record your podcast. You can also record audio. So when you come here, it's at a small fee for creatives. The space is supposed to be for creative. It's an initiative by Safari Nairobi, where creatives come to space like this and you can make your content. From podcast recording, you can see they have the chair, the mic, the cameras also, to audio recording. Last episode I was at CC Hub. It's also a creative space for creatives. There, everything is free as long as you go through their training. I don't know where I'll be for my 3rd and 4th episode, but keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm gonna be somewhere where creatives are. For today, I'm here, and thank you so much for tuning in. I go by the groovy Uncle Marcus. Pasa. Thank you, guys. It's been a real honor, and follow me all my social handles. That's at Uncle Marcus IG, Uncle Marcus Nexus. That's on YouTube, and this has been African Real Insights Podcast, the African Real Insights Podcast, where we tell you the thinking process behind cinematographers, the business behind filmmaking, not just the technical aspects, not the integrities of pressing record and putting up a tripod. No, here we try and talk more behind. How do you think? What do you think about this? Next time I'll probably have a guest. I can be doing this like this, but I don't think I'll be doing this like this. I want to keep it chatty, a bit more fun. So till next time, salute. Keep it locked. African Real Insights Podcast.
This is African Real Insights Podcast, where we talk about the process and business behind film and TV content production. Hosted by Uncle Marcus.